So, I procrastinated talking about the past 20 days. Is it 20 days? Approximately 20 days. And now I have to make up for it. But I do not want to put this one big 8-minute long talk at the end of all of what you're about to see. So I'm just going to break this up into bits. I've been going with Sean to this program that Hard Places has called Kids Club, and a team of Hard Places staff, along with myself, go to a couple different areas, and we play with kids who then collect there, and we play with them, we do whatever, we have a bag of toys or balls or anything, and after we're done playing with them, they have a Bible study thing, and then we move on to our next area for the kids, for other kids to play with. And I go along on those trips, and I don't actually talk to them like as a teacher type person, but I play with them, and it's gotta be one of my favorite things here so far, being able to interact with these kids and throw a ball with them back and forth and use my very, very limited Khmer to talk to them, and just being with little kids. It's one of my favorite things. It always has been, and to use that here is just a treasure.
Trust is without borders. You walk upon the waters wherever you would call me. Take me deeper than my feet could ever wander. My faith will be made stronger in the presence of my Savior.
The other thing I do at Hard Places is I help the kids with practicing for a Christmas program. I've been doing that since I got here, so you can imagine that if they're going to be working on a Christmas thing since, I don't know, September, they're really excited about Christmas. I mean, they've had decorations up for a while. They put up their Christmas tree a couple weeks ago. I wasn't thrilled about that because, you know, where I come from, you don't listen to Christmas music until the Thanksgiving dishes have been put away, and no Christmas yet. I've had to surrender that Grinch part of myself and help out, but I'm really glad that I get to help them out singing, because they're a fun group of guys. They're smart, they really are motivated, and this is the first time I've ever done any kind of teaching voice stuff, and it's been really encouraging to me to see the progress that they make, when I really most of the time have just no idea what I'm doing. I'm just copying what every teacher I've ever had has taught me, and it seems to be going okay because they're making progress. Some of the really out of tune ones are singing okay, And so it's combining two of my favorite things, singing and kids, and I love it. And it's probably the thing I look forward to most during the week is helping out at Hard Places with the Christmas program. I took a overnight trip to this town, maybe 2.5 hours away from Phnom Penh. Ooh, ghost. And on the way there, we stopped and I got to eat a spider. And to just answer the main question, what does it taste like? It tastes like toasted celery covered in barbecue sauce that also maybe has like this tasteless mold on it that's fuzzy, so like the fuzz on it, I mean, it doesn't really taste moldy, it's crunchy, and it's hard to get it down, like the legs. I ate the legs because everyone says the body doesn't taste good, so that still counts as saying I ate the spider. The spider was in my mouth. It really just tastes like a really sweet barbecue sauce on fuzzy, crunchy celery sticks. That's it. In the morning at Kambanchang, I went with the team who I just come from worship with, and we went and we visited this prison. And the team there lead a couple classes. One of them I got to observe for a few minutes about problem solving that all of these maybe 20 inmates take and can then use in their time there when they have issues among their cellmates. And then they also take food to maybe 30 inmates who are sick and don't get enough food there. But I was in the prison right next to all of these criminals, and it was difficult. I would say it was a good experience in that it was an experience to have under my belt, but all of the bad stuff that you feel, I felt anger in there, I felt deceit, lust was big, especially being a white girl, young, fear, there's some fear in there. Just being someone who can pick up on sensing spiritual stuff like that, it was a trip, really. And I don't think I've ever been in such a highly concentrated situation like that, which would make sense because I've never been in a prison before. So I mostly just observed there and watched, and that is a story for the grandkids. The next thing we did after we visited the prison was we went and visited this temple with some patients who are recovering from HIV, I think. And that's the team who I was there with, that's their mission there, is to help patients. So we took the recovering ones to this temple, the ruins of this temple, and sure, the temple was cool. I mean, I picked up on a lot of bad stuff because, you know, it's a temple to worship another god. But the coolest part of it was this piglet. I saw a piglet. I don't think I've ever seen such a tiny piglet. I've seen pigs, I've seen pig heads, but never a piglet. And it was the cutest little piglet, and it was running around in the dirt, and it was covered in mud, and it was... I think I like piglets a lot.
Work on the letters though, or like the symbol, because I was just reading letters, but recognizing what symbol is. Be still my heart and know you are God alone. Stop thinking so much and just let go. Be still my soul and rest. Humbly I confess, in my weakness, your strength is perfect for you.
The next thing we did, I mean, we had a really packed day so far. I mean, it already felt like I had done a day's worth of stuff in just the morning. We headed over to this small house, not small, it was a big house, but it was kind of the definition of what you would think of when you think of third world country, Southeast Asia. And the first thing that hit me was not the little kids running around saying hello. It was, there's this table where this lady, older lady, is sitting there, and the table, it is piled with cigarettes and like unused cigarettes, and they're on this table, and there's a pile of them, and there are maybe 6 ladies sitting on this table and around it, and they're so used to it, they just grab a handful, and they know they're already grabbing, what, like 6 or 9, and they're putting in these little plastic bags and packaging them. It was just, you know, when you look at cigarettes in a store, you don't think, oh, I wonder who packaged that. I was seeing it right in front of me in this little tiny village, in this house with kids all over it, and this group of ladies are just doing it like it was some kind of social event where they're just sitting there and they're talking and parenting their kids while packaging a group of cigarettes into these plastic bags and then throwing them onto a pile. It was mind-blowing for me. And so we waited there while one of the team members who I was there with were doing tutoring with a couple kids at the house, and I sat up on this raised platform with like the bamboo strips, and you look down and you see all this dirt, and the house, I don't think there was like a 4-roomed wall anywhere that didn't have complete protection from the elements. It was something new that I'd never seen before, and it made me very sad, but at the same time, I'm looking at these kids who are happy and content, and they're playing with each other, and some of them might not even have like a pair of pants on, but they just seemed so happy, and it was really kind of a, you know what, Lydia, if you ever feel like you don't have something that you want, think about that, because that is now my go-to, you know, Lydia, you have everything. It was truly a wake-up call to start being more and more grateful for everything I have. But the kindness that's shown to you, that these kids, they love foreigners here, and these kids are yelling what limited English words they have, and they were teaching me and my companion I was with my alphabet, and they were so nice, and I was very grateful to have been there and see something that I don't think I would have ever gotten the chance to see if I was in Russia right now. Yeah, I didn't film a lot because it was mostly just same old, really. But this past weekend, I got to go on like a overnight retreat thing with Alice and Riley, and we've started processing since by now I'm kind of over the halfway mark, starting that last month. But so far, just processing everything I've learned about myself, all of my discernment gifts that have just kind of exploded with all of the different spiritual stuff I feel here, as opposed to in Russia, I didn't sense as much bad stuff. Not because there wasn't there, but just because, you know, after a while when you're living in the same place, you become kind of desensitized. So we were talking about that, and we were also starting to look forward to what it would be like starting to transition into home with all of my gifts kind of open and raw, and settling back into a place where I might react totally differently to things that I'm usually used to. So looking forward to that. It's almost intimidating to think about having to resettle back into a place that I should very easily just kind of hop right back into the usual, but knowing that it won't be the same. Yeah, it's getting to that point where I realize that I've changed a lot, and I am really happy about that change, because I don't think I could have made such a dramatic difference in my personality and my character and my giftings that God gave me. I don't think there could have been that difference if I had stayed in Russia. So, in the next few weeks, I'll be going to Siem Reap with Lisa and Alice. Lisa's my team director, Alice is kind of my host mom, and Lisa will be doing a race there, Alice and I will be doing a race there. I'll be doing a 10K, which means I will not be running 10 kilometers. I will be running, walking, maybe even some like skipping, hopping. Who knows? I will not be running the whole time. I am not that good, but it's an opportunity to run through some ruins, see some stuff, do something different, do something fun, make some really cool memories. I'm starting today. Today is the mark for 5 weeks until I go home. So starting that final month, almost. yeah, crazy. I've spent a lot of time here already.